At long last, scientists may have cracked the mystery of the Loch Ness Monster. But hold on, this isn't about a real monster. Some believe it could be a surviving dinosaur from prehistoric times. Others say it's nothing more than floating debris. Back in 1933, a man named George Spicer and his wife were driving along the shore of Loch Ness. Out of nowhere, they saw a massive, long-necked creature crossing the road. It looked like something straight out of the age of dinosaurs. The creature didn't resemble anything they had ever seen. That moment sparked a global obsession with what we now call the Loch Ness Monster. A year later, in 1934, a man took the most iconic photo of Nessie, showing a long neck rising above the lake's surface. For years, the world believed it was real. But eventually, one of the men involved admitted it was a hoax. The photo had been staged, and even cropped to make the creature appear much larger than it actually was. Despite the hoax, public belief didn't fade. In the 1960s, scientists launched a serious expedition to study the lake. Using sonar technology, they scanned the depths for hours. What they found was puzzling. Several large moving objects deep below the surface, with no clear explanation. Though nothing was captured clearly, the findings reignited belief that something large might live in Loch Ness. Then in 1972, underwater photographs revealed strange shapes once again, raising hopes briefly. But ultimately, those early studies were inconclusive. Not everyone buys into the mystery or the magic. One professor from Oxford University bluntly stated, "Biologically, such a creature can't exist." He pointed out there's never been a skeleton found in the region, nor have local fishermen ever caught anything remotely similar. To him, that's proof Nessie doesn't exist. He argued that the infamous photos were likely birds like pelicans, long necks partially submerged. When people challenged him, he explained how our brains often exaggerate or misinterpret what we see, especially when we want something to be real. Some even think they saw a plesiosaur, a marine reptile that lived 215 million years ago. But no fossils have been found in the area younger than 66 million years, making survival highly unlikely. Another theory comes from a British naturalist who spent over 50 years studying the phenomenon. His conclusion? Most sightings are simply cases of misidentification, people mistaking other animals for Nessie. Some described sea serpents, huge, snake-like creatures with multiple humps as big as boats. But these could have easily been large fish or even birds swimming in the mist. One suggestion: giant eels. These live in Loch Ness and can resemble slithering, mysterious creatures, especially when seen from a distance or in poor lighting. Another theory: Nessie is nothing more than a visual illusion, caused by overlapping boat wakes creating large, rolling waves. At Fort Augustus, enthusiasts showed how these wave patterns could fool the eye, especially from far away. Many now use infrared drones and underwater microphones to scan the 37 km long, 213-meter deep lake. Despite years of effort, Nessie has never been found. And it's not just Nessie. Bigfoot and the Yeti have sparked similar fascinations, fueling movies, legends, and wild hunts. Yet scientific evidence has remained elusive. Wildlife biologists use trail cameras to capture rare species. But despite years of data, no one has ever photographed a Bigfoot. These cameras, placed in remote areas, record movement and help study biodiversity. At first, many new species were documented, but over time, the numbers dropped, suggesting no new large creatures were being discovered. Even with thousands of motion-detecting cameras placed in Bigfoot hot zones, nothing concrete has emerged. Claims of Bigfoot rely mostly on blurry photos and shaky video. Biologically speaking, Bigfoot, described as a large ape, doesn't fit. Apes evolved in Africa. The only primates to reach North America were early humans, crossing the Bering Strait about 16,000 years ago, too short a time for an entirely new species like Bigfoot to evolve. It's disappointing for believers, but science points to one conclusion. Creatures like Bigfoot, the Yeti, and Nessie are likely myths born of wishful thinking, mistaken identity, and storytelling. After decades of research, it seems the legend of the Loch Ness Monster is just that, a legend.